So we gonna cover like Corona this episode?
What?
You know, like the thing we had to stay inside for?
We had to stay inside for beer? I don't understand.
No. Okay, alcohol kills people, but like this killed like 100,000 Americans or so.
I'm not following you.
Dude, come on! It was like all the rage like a second ago.
Oh, the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that's so last month, bro. Get with the times, man. What are you talking about? And I'm Steve,
I'm Tom.
and this is Demagogue News with things you need to know about, episode 29. And I'm not going to start with an intro because we have a lot to talk
Yeah,
about
there's
today,
so
Tom.
much stuff.
I
Like too many
got
bullet points.
1, 2, 3,
Holy
like
Christ!
15 things that are just wild. Yeah.
What a time it is to cover the news. Like,
Holy shit,
remember when
bro.
news was fun to cover, and now it's just like,
Ha ha, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden. Oh, look at that funny old man, Joe.
yeah, it's
Oh, look what Trump did. Funny. You know, Orange Man is stupid.
yeah, shit escalated.
Do I yearn for the times, the simple times?
Yeah, I miss February, man. That was a good month.
February was great. I was employed. Things were normal. Things are getting back normal though. Thank God.
Yeah.
I think the number one thing.
Yeah, we'll start off with the good news. That's a good
Right.
idea.
Today, June 4th, at midnight, casinos opened up. The lifeblood of Las Vegas has been turned on again. Thank God.
Foot traffic is low, but there are people gambling downtown and the Strip.
That means tax dollars, revenue, good things for the city. So that's the first good step that we've seen in a long time.
And also life's been good for me. Gone to the gym these past couple days.
Yeah,
so
you went to the gym. Gyms are open. You make an appointment.
Yeah.
I went into rock climbing. That was great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're doing fitness stuff. Delicious. Life, liberty,
You know what?
pursuing happiness.
It's not doing well. America.
The rest of America, not so great, actually.
Yeah,
I would say, frankly, not the greatest.
it's been better. I was there. You were there.
I
We
don't
were all
remember us
there.
doing a Trump or politician impression for a while, and I think it's been not so great. I think not that great. But yeah, America on fire. What's this, 6 days? How long has it been?
7 days.
7 days.
Since
1
George
week
Floyd.
of fire.
Yeah. So just to brush up on a few statistics here, we've got 20 deaths to date due to the protests.
I believe that number may be outdated because who knows what's happened? Who knows what's happened last night?
Yeah, we have no clue.
The chaos is truly
We're on an hour by
incredible.
hour basis.
pretty much.
I want to say collectively across the country, like we've probably hit about like 3,000 arrests due to the protests. Maybe a little bit more, like 5K.
I wouldn't be surprised if I don't know, the police are now on suicide watch when it comes to reporting, so I'm sure they're trying to be pretty accurate. But I know in New York, I mean, the day before yesterday was 700.
Yeah.
How many were tonight? How many are going to be in the next 8 hours?
It's almost the weekend, too. That's when the shit ramps up normally.
Right?
Which
Party
is
on
a
the weekend.
shame because bars are open.
Well, I mean, it's not like people need Friday to have time off because, you know, we're at a 25% unemployment rate right now in, America. So
catch us at the bar on a Tuesday.
on a Tuesday.
Oh, man. So some as far as the actual case goes with the prosecution of Officer Derek Chauvin of the Minneapolis PD and his fellow officers, the Attorney General, Keith Ellison, just ramped up the charges from third-degree murder, which is if you did it in a depraved state of mind, to second-degree murder, which is when you did it like in the moment, like it wasn't prearranged,
Not premeditated
Yeah.
murder. Well, I don't know because apparently a picture just came out of him wearing a MAGA hat, but instead of America, it said whites.
Did he actually wear that?
I believe that's a real picture.
So it wasn't photoshopped or anything.
I
Like,
do
this
not
is
believe
legit.
it was photoshopped. It was him.
Oh,
and the
holy
hat says,
shit!
make whites great again.
Ah,
So
Christ! This guy.
Is racism premeditated? I once said before that I didn't believe that this was racially charged. Now I'm like,
Now it seems pretty racially charged.
it seems pretty
pretty fucking
yeah.
racist. Like,
Kind of, sort of, pretty fucking racist.
Yeah.
So, what I'm not catching is that, like, if it really comes out that Derek's a real fucking piece of shit, it's a real shit dick, then yeah, fucking jail. But the 3 other officers, And this thing's coming out. People recording incidents that they get hit with it because they were there. The 3 other officers, that they have a duty to stop him. Are they just acquiescing to the terms of Black Lives Matter? They want to get all of them. I don't know about that.
Yeah, the other officers has some gray area. Like it's like Phil Collins in The Air tonight. Like if you watch somebody die, like are you implicated in it?
Right. Was it Phil Collins or was it Genesis?
Yeah.
You know,
like it's very. So that's kind of like muddled territory, and also with these up charges, because the charges for the other guys were upped as well. You might not actually be able to close the case with these ramped up charges based on the evidence that's available.
Right. When it comes to the case law and it comes to a jury of your peers, you have to. I mean, and you can retry them because now he cannot be retried. Well, no, you can't. That's double jeopardy.
You can't do double jeopardy.
Yeah, you can't retry him on a different claim. You have to get him on one time around.
Mm-hmm.
So if this comes out and, me and Tom just rewatched the dramatization OJ versus the People versus OJ, and there's a large portion of them trying to stack the jury in their favor, we want black women because black women,
you play the game.
Murder. Well, we want white women. We want white people, or we want I want this age group. They're gonna try and stack it, but if it comes out and they don't find him to be guilty on second-degree murder based on the evidence that is put to them, like how's that even gonna work? Also, what jury is now not totally
Holy
polarized
shit.
on either one or the other?
You gotta find like hermits.
Like what kind of kangaroo court are they gonna put him through? Like, who doesn't already have an opinion on the guilt or innocence of this man? Good luck with that. Yeah, fair trial. That's gonna be dubious in the history books.
That's a funny word.
That's a funny word.
I mean, just for a little historical reference here, when George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin, the charges were vamped up from manslaughter to homicide.
And then they lost.
Yeah, and they lost the case based on the evidence at hand, and George Zimmerman walked.
Yeah, I remember I was at a coffee shop, and they had the case, the verdict on TV, and I was like, whoa, holy shit. Talk about that's going to come up in the next couple months. That's going to be a fucking thing everyone's going to watch.
Yeah.
That's going to be a shit show. But the shit show doesn't stop there, does it, Tom?
Not at all. We're just getting started.
Yeah, so I believe the day before yesterday, 3 men were arrested for inciting domestic terrorism. And they were cutesily called the Boogaloo Boys.
Yeah, do you want to explain what the Boogaloo is to anybody who doesn't listen?
The Boogaloo, it's been a term on the internet for quite a while, and we're hearing it now because I find it just hilarious that this internet speak is now, dribbling into the mainstream. But it talks about, referencing either civil war, a war against the government in which the people rise up against the oppressors, and it could be for the government, mainly for against the New World Order.
Yeah,
that tinfoil Alex Jonesy, take over the government by the shadow government, Illuminati, Bohemian Grove, these
it's very
silent
tinfoil.
characters. Yeah, it's very high level spooky.
Yeah, so these guys were trying to escalate us to the Boogaloo.
I don't know about that because the name is hilarious, but I don't think they were doing that.
Okay, what do you think?
They were kitted out in full Boogaloo fashion,
all right,
with plate carriers and AR-15s, and they were caught filling up gas containers, and their intent was found that they were going to make Molotov cocktails. Now, the sad thing is that all 3 of these men were servicemen.
Yeah, were at one point or another, yeah.
One of them was a 7-year vet of the airborne.
Damn.
So these are also real motherfuckers, I would say. These people have the skills, know how to use them. And, they're going to be fucked. And
when you're caught with that kind of armament.
I think 2 were Latino and 1 was white.
I mean, regardless.
1 was Asian, white, and Latino. Regardless, not great.
No,
that's
not a good look.
Among all these other things, like you've been seeing the bricks. That's been going all around.
Yeah,
people are setting up these pallets of bricks in flashpoint areas so that once it gets a little out of hand, there's this perfect palmable, throwable object that you could throw at somebody or something. That's happening a fucking lot. I don't get where that's coming from. That's why now I'm thinking this is a little staged.
Yeah,
this is happening in multiple cities. Somebody in Vegas, they saw it in downtown Summerlin.
Really?
Yeah. I've been seeing it on live streams everywhere, all across the
Are
nation.
they catching any footage of like who's dropping these off?
I don't know. Supposedly there's been some white vans and people all masked up so you can't find their identity.
Yeah, boy.
They've been doing it. That's kind of fucky right there. Among all of the things that are fucky, that's a chief one, I would say. And then now we're seeing a failure of the police.
In certain cities, definitely.
In some cities, it's going swimmingly. I think they're doing the exact definition of a peaceful protest, and it's working out great.
Yeah,
and
like
I think
we're all for peaceful protests.
We're right there. Although our minor criticisms are going to be taken out of context fully, I'm sure.
I don't care.
Some places are doing it great. Some others not so much. And especially in New York, there's been a lot of footage because people are swarming these police cars. And the cops are now realizing that they're human beings and that the badge truly is just a uniform. They're starting to drive through people.
I mean, once your survival instinct kicks in, like reason goes out the window.
And like, I got to get the fuck out of here. That's what's happening, especially in New York. There's many videos of that. That's not great.
No.
Because
not
once
a good look.
the authority feels like it's losing control, that's when true chaos.
Yeah, they're the ones
nobody knows what's happening.
They're supposed to keep the order. Like that's the game plan
they're
here.
They're supposed to be the order.
Yeah.
The order against the chaos.
Yeah,
which
the rioters.
Right. That's some spooky stuff. And it's been happening to semi-truck drivers as well. There was a terrible video I showed you. They stopped the highway. A truck was there. They were trying to break into the truck. They start moving, and I believe it's a woman. I think a man or woman gets caught under one of the wheels and gets dragged hundreds of feet. Ooh, and there's a person running right behind him because the truck's only going maybe 12 miles an hour, 15.
Yeah.
So this person is keeping up, and you can hear them screaming. But the truck driver was about to be pulled out and beaten to death, so...
It's kill or be killed in some of these
dog
instances.
eat dog. You know what we need? We need an anti-dog eat dog law to be passed. So that Ayn Rand quote right there.
Yeah, that's the anti-dog eat dog. Yeah, that takes me back.
That takes you back. Yeah.
So...
What do you got, Tom?
A lot of these businesses... in these protests, they're trying not to get hit, so they're putting up things like, Black Lives Matter, this is a minority-owned businesses. Like, a lot of these rioters give a shit about your ideology. They hijacked it.
Ironically, they don't know. And it's a terrible, sad video. Black man, business owner screaming in the middle of this protest why they burnt down his business.
Yeah.
Black man worked very hard in his life, tried to make it, tried to get out of the funk, tried to, become successful as a black man, which is only something to be, lauded to.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
Like to come out of like the hood where he came from,
and to be able to support himself and maybe support in the future, create wealth, create permanent wealth, and be able to help other people. And now that's all going out the window. Yeah.
So like to say that a lot of these rioters like want like solidarity, it's horseshit.
Absolutely not. There's another great video. The mob is passing by these people's house. These two bros are playing beer pong, and they see everybody.
Oh, that's hilarious video.
Yeah,
hilarious.
They see everybody, and so they're shouting, "Yeah, yeah, Black Lives Matter, yeah!" And then you see it. Somebody looks, pulls back, and chucks a brick at them. Once, twice, 3 times. They start freaking out. They don't care.
No.
The message, all out the window. It is not even there anymore. They just want to destroy.
Yeah, they don't like. I haven't seen any like policy suggestions from this. Like, no, like, oh yeah, there's a problem. Okay, what do you want to do to solve it? Like, fuck shit up, I guess. Like,
yeah, I don't understand. Like, it's awareness. I think people are aware that black people exist, and to say that there must be more awareness about police brutality. Okay.
I don't know anybody. Okay, if they do believe in, like, if they're pro police brutality, if that's even a stance, I haven't met anybody who's open about that.
I've never met anybody that said, "Yeah, I want the cops to beat black people."
Yeah, I've never heard that shit, and
it's never happened. I've never met a cop, and unfortunately, the cops are out there, But I've never met
Yeah,
a
they
cop.
do exist.
Yeah, they actually do exist. I've never met a cop that says, "Yeah, I love pulling over black people so I can fuck with them." Never found that happen. And to not say that it doesn't exist, but that is rare.
Yeah, I mean, I think that most cops, by and large, are like decent people.
Now, it would make sense if they want that percentage to go down. Because there's psychotic people everywhere.
Yeah,
There are
definitely.
people that are absolutely unhinged. At my where I used to work at, I met a couple of them that absolutely had no control on reality, and they were totally psychotic. They're everywhere, and some of them become police officers, and some of them fuck a lot of shit up. But I haven't seen some policy reform because I believe there's also a story. A lawyer got caught burning down a building. A lawyer.
Oh man.
Did you read that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
What the hell?
He is screwed now. Yeah. So there has to be somebody in the Black Lives Matter organization or the large umbrella of people who really believe in this, who is also versed in law.
Yeah.
That would be able to create and write up something that could be created as a bill to be pushed towards our government. I haven't heard any of that.
No, I haven't heard any suggestions at all, actually.
Yeah, no, literally none.
I've heard a lot of excuses, but
my poli-sci friend, he actually gave me a great list.
He did?
Yeah. Some of them more dubious than others.
Yeah.
But I posed him a question of what we should do, and he gave me substantial, to the point change.
Good.
Well, that's
This guy's a plan.
That's a plan. You want to make a plan? Let's now execute the plan. Now that we have everyone's attention, they got everyone's attention now. Let's enact the plan. I haven't heard any of that from any protest at all. Because shouting only goes so far.
Yeah.
But real change requires the legislative branch of the government. It is what it is. And to not use it and just to say, you need to listen to us as we burn things down.
Yeah.
Because we deserve to. Because
why do you deserve?
We're owed?
I don't
No.
Yeah, destroying people's livelihood, like how does that get your point across? Be like
indiscriminately with extreme prejudice.
Terrence Floyd, the brother of George Floyd, said this isn't going to bring my brother back at all, and it's not really about his brother. Like it's been hijacked by a bunch of destroyers and opportunists.
Yeah, that have taken the car and totally taken it over. Hijacked the airplane and they're taking it wherever they want to.
Yeah, exactly. And they're using just excuses like I was watching an interview with one of the he could call himself a protester, but rioters who
we got caught by police.
No, the guy who let's talk about him first. So he was so they were like, so what are you doing out here? It's like, oh man, I'm just trying to get this money. And then they're like, is it about George Floyd and police brutality? He's like, kinda, but not really. Like, I'm just out here trying to get this money. And they're like, what advice would you have to people? This guy's in handcuffs, by the way. I'll give him props. At least he was dead honest. He said, do it the legit way. I'm in cuffs right now. Like,
it ain't that great for me right now, so I had to say that maybe you shouldn't do this. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Like another one, he was like, because they asked him about Target, like how come like you guys like destroyed this Target? He's like, because it's all based off of slavery, like Microsoft, Google, like this is all based on the back of slaves, and we're taking it back. It's pretty much just using like racism as a trump card for anything. It's just like play your card, like oh well.
It's the Exodia instant win.
Oh, you beat me to it. Oh, that's a great reference. Oh man, just like, sir. Like, why are you destroying Targets? Like, I got the 5 cards right here. Oh, holy
Racism,
Christ.
Slavery, Jim Crow.
Yeah, it's
KKK, David Duke, together, racism.
And it's like, this is just a sort of like rhetoric that's getting tossed around. Again, like Steve and I have talked about like policy, but that takes ideology and you have to think for ideology. This is identity first.
Yeah.
Think later.
Yeah. Be on the side first. We'll figure out what we want once we get there. Well, that doesn't seem like a great idea. And that's what everyone's doing, apparently. Everyone is just deciding that that's the plan. No plan at all. We're moving backwards, evolutionarily speaking. We've got people like reverting to what Thomas Hobbes would call the state of nature, where they're just raiding and looting. Right. the supreme selfishness of the mind,
Yeah.
just to take what you need now, no later, no future, now. There's only now, and now means now.
And, one of the more sad things about, I guess we could segue this to, like, rooftop Koreans, is that the police aren't coming to defend a lot of these businesses and a lot of these cities.
And unfortunately, that's because there's only so many police.
Yeah, a lot, like, LA is super short-staffed.
Yeah, and there's also, and don't quote me if I'm wrong here, a bazillion people in LA. I believe that's around the number.
10 million in LA County, yeah.
Yeah, bazillion.
Yeah, basically a bazillion.
Yeah. It's not enough cops to be able to protect, and we have perfect evidence of 1992 when, at a certain point, there were places cops couldn't even go into.
Yeah.
So anyone there that was defenseless against looting was just shit out of luck. So, specifically with Chinatown, they took things into their own hands and protected their own livelihoods. First, was it what's the first level immigrant, like first off the boat immigrants that came to this
fresh off the boat.
first generation
Yeah,
immigrants.
first gens, yeah.
Yes, the word. First generation immigrants came, busted their ass, made a business, and supported their family as they wanted to do, because in their own country they couldn't do that.
And that's what America's about.
And they found opportunity and the ability to succeed in this country, and now that was being taken away from them. They were going to just let that happen. And so the rooftop Korean was born. And, I mean, my friend from LA just showed me a picture, somebody on an awning carrying an AR-15 just right above it. There's been plenty of videos. An Italian restaurant was pushing people back, and then 3 employees come out with shotguns. Don't fuck with that business, because that's all they have.
Yeah, they're defending what they have.
They're defending the right to succeed among all of this, and that has nothing to do with them being racist or them not wanting to coincide with Black Lives Matter. Plenty of black businesses, obviously, they got skin in the game.
Yeah, a lot of black businesses are getting like burned and looted too.
Right. So it's not about taking what was taken from them. It's not about, slavery cheated us out of our income and that we deserve that. It's not. They're not going to Procter and Gamble. That's an old company that, it's not like they're going to the South at these old families that use.
They're not that dedicated, okay?
No,
it's
they're
like,
not that dedicated. They're just going out and
whatever's close,
indiscriminately, just taking anything they could take, and it's unfortunate. It's crazy.
It is. It's like it is like turning into anarchy in a lot of these like little pockets of America, and that's where Donald Trump comes into play, because because civilization, the whole basis for it is safety. Like, there's safety in numbers. If we get this going here, we'll protect each other, and therefore we can all prosper.
And in protecting each other is the social contract.
Mm-hmm.
That I assume that being in this area, that I will not fear being attacked, and that you need not fear me attacking you, because we are in this together. Well, that's not happening right now.
No. So, that being said, President Trump said that pretty much he's used language like dominate the streets, which I think is a bad choice of words because it's very confrontational.
Once the looting starts, the shooting starts.
Yeah.
That was an old phrase from his 60s sheriff.
Yeah, can't really say stuff like that, but he is saying, hey, if you can't keep your cities under control, like, I will use the military.
Right, I believe the Insurrection Act of 1807, that he's already done that with D.C. He's already usurped the mayor of D.C. and installed the Secretary of the Army as governor of the District of Columbia. Ooh la la.
Yeah, we have a 51st governor,
We have
ladies
a
and gents.
51st governor of the United States. And it's basically a threat to our local politicians. If you can't get this to stop, I'll stop it for you. And, it's very much like the parent's threat. If you're crying, I'll give you a reason to cry about.
Yeah.
If you can't figure it out, I'll do it for you. And Trump don't live in L.A. I'm sure Trump doesn't have a lot of identification to the people of, inner city Detroit. But the governor does. Gretch does.
Yeah.
As bad as the job she's doing, I'm sure she wants the best for the people of Detroit.
Definitely.
The people of Michigan. But, and it's very much like the sad part about how policing has changed. Before, the police would have their beat. The policeman has their beat in their area, and they know the community, and they know everybody, and everyone waves, and everyone knows Officer Jones. And if there's a problem, you grab Officer Jones, and if he needs backup, he'll call backup. But you know him. And now police get spread around, so there's no identification with the people.
Plus, a lot of these areas are too populous for you to have a personal relationship with.
Maybe it's a sign of the
It's tough.
times.
Yeah.
But now the police don't have close relationships with their community. So when something happens, they can't identify with that person. They can't know that person and know maybe why that that criminal action may have happened, and have that that background knowledge. The military sure as fuck won't.
Oh, hell no.
The
Are
U.S.
you
Marines
kidding?
sure as fuck won't be able to relate.
Guys who are trained to kill.
Pulled from all parts of the U.S., brought into one platoon, and then maybe they're sent out to L.A. They won't relate with the Californians at all.
I mean, it's kind of like Bloody Sunday in Northern Ireland. Like the British government sent
black and tans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That worked out great, by the way.
Oh yeah, wonderfully.
Yeah, the Troubles. That was a great usage of the military in Ireland.
So it's like now we're getting into like people superseding and whatnot. It's like, hey, you're not doing a great job. Which to be fair, if you are the mayor of a city, your job is to protect your people.
You were supposed to. A governor governs the area in which they govern. So it's a double-edged sword. Now, is this really close to a police state? If I see convoys of military, that's pretty police statey to me.
Yeah. Like before we started recording, Steve was talking about Tiananmen Square. But is this like Tiananmen Square? I don't think it was violent there.
It was the opposite of violent until the military got involved, because all the people silently were with the college protesters at Tiananmen Square, because that was, and there's been some connections and some similes, some connections to Tiananmen Square and the poor usage of military might, but the CCP don't give no fucks about no uppity college students.
Yeah, screw that.
They don't give no fucks about the people. They don't give a shit about the people. And there are amazing pictures of the people of China blocking the military in the street so they couldn't converge into Tiananmen Square, where they just used their bodies to fill up the road. And thankfully, the soldiers were also Chinese people that recognized the plight of the Chinese person at the time. They didn't just mow through the people, because that's a great way to fucking make a problem worse.
Yeah, exactly.
And talk about making them martyrs for the cause. I mean, that's another thing. The first shot fires in Lexington, boom, martyrs.
Oh, yes.
Now, anyone who's anti-government, boom. Now I'm going to follow that. Talk about fueling the fire. That's another thing that, hopefully, Trump will think about. I don't know.
I mean, hopefully, but then I guess what would the alternative solution be to stop, like...
Iron Fist, Stalin, disappear everybody. I don't know. Christ, that's a scary thought.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the president of the USA right now.
Yeah, that's a shitty job to have. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, we're a member of our country is actually trying to influence things across the Pacific, Mr. Stephen Bannon.
Oh, man. That one is tough. That just happened yesterday, and it's kind of hard to find information on it because it was wild. I found it on a very strange portion of the internet. But Steve Bannon was doing a live stream on YouTube with, I believe, a Chinese national in the Hudson Bay in New York, talking about trying to subvert the Chinese Communist Party and to create a new Chinese government. I know Tom doesn't know a lot about this, but man, I can't even find any news on it right now. I was watching the live stream. I was blown away what was happening. Yeah, here we go. Fox News.
Bring that shit up.
Yeah. The congratulation of a new federal state of China tied to an exiled Chinese billionaire who reportedly funds a fake news operation. That's wild. A live stream with Guo Wengui and the former White House advisor Steve Bannon featured the same atomic-like logo flown on one of his banners. It featured a confusing string of demands, which relates to Guo's grievances with Chinese Communist government. Wild. It was a crazy thing. at a certain point, Guo made a blood pact on a piece of paper. Cut his thumb, got the blood on it, and pressed it on a piece of paper. It was quite crazy. Apparently, Guo, who goes also by Miles, fled China in 2014 before he was accused of ripping off business partners and scheming with corrupt government officials. When you call the Chinese officials corrupt, what does that even mean?
I don't think you can have, in their terms, corrupt officials.
I think that's just the cost of doing business.
Yeah.
Just gotta trade favors for favors. Beijing is supposedly attempting to spread its influence and propaganda in the United States. Well, that's
been happening.
That's been happening for
That's
a while.
old news.
Yeah, that's definitely developing story.
Mm.
We'll see if Steve Bannon kills himself in the near future.
Yeah, just get suicided.
Yeah, get suicided by some Chinese special operators. Yeah, that's a wild one. I think that's one more just talk about that it happened, because that one is just fucking confusing. Apparently, Guo BuzzFeed posted a thing about the coronavirus in February that Guo's fake quote unquote news agency posted. But let's talk about that. The coronavirus.
Yeah. Remember when that was the thing?
Just vaguely. Thousands of people are protesting, getting within very close distance of themselves.
Yeah, a lot of them not having
social
masks.
A lot of them not having masks. What is this going to mean for us? What's going to happen then? So this has been going on for 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
So in 7 more days, is there going to be a 1,000% increase in coronavirus cases as people now come together and spread it all around?
I mean, supposedly the number being thrown around is 19,000 new cases. That being said, okay, now that the media is putting its focus on the protests and coronavirus is old news, was coronavirus a hoax?
Was it even that bad to begin with? Now, many people know many people who have died from the coronavirus.
Yeah.
But also,
That's sort of tragedy.
Yeah, that's tragedy. But now, this thing has blown up beyond all conceivable proportion, this protest, and people did the exact opposite of what the WHO, the CDC, all these, all the experts said, and have done the opposite of social distancing. Will there be a big pop in numbers? Will this affect our phase 2? Or we're going to go back to phase, to pre-phase 1 again in Las Vegas, and we're going to be shut down again?
I would say no. If we get these high numbers, honestly, the ball's already been moving towards normalization. If there are higher coronavirus cases, we will see it at the bottom line of any news broadcast.
Oh, it's going to be the ticker tape?
Uh-huh.
Coronavirus cases up 26% in Chicago.
Yeah, it's like, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, because New York, the hardest hit place with, I believe, like 300,000 cases in New York. 400,000 cases.
Yeah, about like a third of U.S. cases are in that metropolitan area.
And how much rioting, how much stuff has been going on in New York?
Second only to Los Angeles, actually.
Right. Yeah, there's almost 2 million in the United States, and New York has. We're getting close to 400,000. Now, people were rioting all over the place in New York. Before it was a literal ghost town.
Mm-hmm.
People are afraid to breathe fresh air.
Yeah,
lest they get the
fast.
Lest they get the evil Rona, and now all that shit is all out the window.
Also, shout out to my boy Dom for getting out of New York, not only for the coronavirus, but missing
for the
this.
Bro, Dom, talk about good timing, my brother.
Oh, holy Christ.
Getting caught up in that bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, everything is wild. Luckily, we are in beautiful Boulder City, which pretty quiet
nice,
over
quiet
here.
town, suburb of Las Vegas. Easy peasy living, wholesome, not downtowny. Yeah, anyone who has a cool condo down on the Strip is wishing they didn't live there now.
Yeah, good luck with that,
You live
man.
at Panorama, you live at Turnberry, Veer, you live at the Ogden downtown.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh, that's got to be a bitch.
The Ogden's, like, swanky, and it's, like,
Swanky
literally...
as fuck, actually.
It's, like, 3 blocks away from, like...
Oh, no, when I was at the protest, we passed the Ogden.
Damn.
Ogden is in the thick of it.
Now, I was just going to say, like, away from, like, the place sucks, and then you walk 3 blocks, and there's the Ogden.
Yeah, a very high-class condominium.
So, like, moving forward with this, because this is all...
Let's talk about black squares.
Oh, my Lord. Okay, so... The virtue signaling, man, is ridiculous. Like,
I think we need to reiterate. We don't want George Floyd to have died.
no,
That's not a
no,
good
no.
thing.
Like, yeah, we aren't espousing that
We
like at all.
believe in the reduction of police brutality in all forms.
Yeah, like I don't think that like black men should worry about like walking out and getting their asses beat or killed.
If they have an
by
emergency, they
cops.
shouldn't fear about calling 911.
Yeah,
Black people also work jobs and pay taxes. They deserve to have a police force that they pay for
yeah,
to help
exactly.
them in times of need. But this virtue signaling has gotten out of hand.
Also, the white people, dude, they're pissing me off. Like they're just like black squares. It's honestly saying that you are like an ally and you care about the cause by doing nothing but sitting on your ass and like putting a black square on your Instagram.
It shows solidarity by, and yeah, talk about the literal lack of effort of posting on social media. Who gives a fuck about social media?
Yeah, right.
Who gives a damn?
Like, what are you? I mean, like, what are you doing?
What? Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm an ally.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm a good person.
Yeah, it's
My friend who took up the live streaming,
Mhm.
white man, has a beautiful white girlfriend. They're two good-looking people. He's been protesting.
yeah.
He has been doing it violently. I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah, good for him.
He wants to rally people together.
Mhm.
I think it's great. He just posted about, because Las Vegas has banned a couple of things that you can have during the protest due to the violence. He's put up a little PSA on what to do and how to do it. He's been in a couple of the protests. I would say he's now experienced in how the game goes. He's doing something.
Okay, yeah, he is doing
Yeah.
something. He's peacefully protesting.
Yes.
He's
Great. Do more of that.
yeah,
Awesome.
definitely. That's cool.
But companies are gonna post black squares or like, come on. Do you
Dude.
think we give a fuck about you, Sony?
Yeah. Or like Rockstar.
Rockstar, we're gonna shut down all the game servers for Grand Theft Auto Online because to have other voices be heard.
Plus, Grand Theft Auto Online is happening right now in the U.S. So I
Grand Theft
I don't
Auto
think we
San
need it
Andreas,
online.
but it's the whole thing.
That's a good game.
It's a great game. I know.
Oh man, but yeah, like all this, like with companies trying to like hop on the bandwagon, like it's the cool thing to do. Like, I don't.
Look at me. We're your friends. Give us money.
Yeah, pretty much.
Talk about subverse like crony capitalism. We're your friends. We're
Yeah.
your friends. Why do you even have an opinion? But of course, corporations are counted as people.
I mean, corporations have bills to pay too. So
They do have bills to pay.
So when you're done out protesting, come over and stop over at your local PF Chang's.
Yeah,
We'll give you a free egg roll.
Eat some BLM, sponsored orange chicken. That's just fucking strange. That's like the neocon, like brought to you the Black Lives Matter protest, brought to you by Chevy.
Yeah, right. It's
What the fuck?
really weird. It's just bizarre. It's like it's a whole bunch of people who really
It's-
don't care, but want to be like they want.
It's advertisers.
Yeah, it is.
It's the marketing people that say, "Oh, this is the plan we got to do." That's just strange. That's just fucking weird. Like, if anything, the ones that just like stop posting, and if you really want, other voices to be heard,
Yeah.
just stop. Then why don't you just stop? Just don't fucking post, or like repost somebody else's things. Don't.
You're talking about individuals now, not like companies.
No, companies.
Still
If companies
companies?
are gonna
Okay.
do that. Then like, okay, then just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. This weird, maintaining that you want to be so much part of this when they bounce around to whatever is trending
Mm-hmm.
to be able to capitalize on it. That's just fucking. Talk about opportunists.
Yeah.
Companies,
I mean, everybody's got to have their 2 cents, including us. Obviously, we're talking about
including
it right
us. But I think we're more commentators on bullshit that we see.
Now. Yeah, it's
We're
not like
bullshit pointers. We
we're
see
not like
bullshit.
propagandists.
No.
It's just like watching like some of these people. Like I have a friend who I'm not going to name on Instagram who's just like posting, "Oh, well, I took off my black square because like my black friend told me that this was the appropriate way to go about it." It's like literally just like trying so hard to seem important and kind and virtuous.
Hey, it's the virtue signaling and cancel culture. They're like they're synergistic. Because once they get a crowd behind them to cancel, then boom, there you go. Because look at all the people. Look at everybody. They're on my side.
Yeah.
You can see them.
I'm
They got all
important.
their hands raised. Strange times in Belmont High, my friend.
Yeah, it's weird. So, like going forward, do you? And obviously, we're speculating. News is like an hour by hour basis now. Where do you think this rabbit hole ends?
Oh gosh. Well, like myself, especially when I heard that the National Guard will be deployed, I stopped going to protests because I don't need that bullshit in my life.
Hell no.
I inhaled a lot of CS gas, and that wasn't fun. And eventually, I thought, okay, I don't need to be at a protest. I don't need to do this because the real way to get change is to really get it through legislation.
Yeah.
Because we can all think all these happy thoughts and want all these things. We can have this mental pornography of wishing, but getting legislation through will be the prime thing.
It's the civil thing.
But I don't see anyone talking about that. I don't see, if they were just like how Martin Luther King got 250,000 people to get up to the D.C. in front of the Washington Monument to show that they mean business, that would instigate lawmakers to do something about it. But when lawmakers just see chaos, there is no direct point. So I either see this escalating to a point that we have Kent State 2.0, which would be terrible.
Yeah, I would hope
accelerate
not.
things, or does it burn out? Does the candle finally extinguish itself and does nothing happen? And the people that everything just goes away. Is that going to happen? What happened after the LA riots? There wasn't any crazy different legislation done.
Like after 1968, the Civil Rights Act was already passed at that point in time. Other than that, you know what did happen in 1968?
What?
Richard Nixon got elected for the first time.
What?
And I honestly think that helped push the scale because he won it by like less than a percentage point. 500,000 votes is what pushed him over because he was the guy saying, you guys want shit to be normal again? You guys want to be safe again? Like, I'm your guy right here.
I'll make America great again.
Yeah, exactly. And that brings us to Trump. I think that him using the military and the National Guard, I don't think it's necessarily the right move, but it's the right move politically if you want to get reelected.
Maybe.
Because I think that in a combination with Joe Biden going out here talking about how we need to like stop systemic racism. Meanwhile, this guy has been in the Senate for over 30 years. He was the vice president of the United States. Like, what were you doing when you were there?
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
give us a list of all the things you did that were so transformative to be able to show.
The crime bill. Oh, wait, that was
bad.
bad.
That was against. Oh, yeah, we'll not talk about that one.
So I honestly think in a weird way this is going to help Donald Trump's reelection chances.
Do the whole against the Barry Goldwater, the explosion of the Nixon winning 49 states.
I mean, I don't think it'll be that. I don't see like a landslide, but I definitely think this helps his chances because this is the real test of his presidency.
Being able to maneuver through this and with the least amount of casualties, the easiest and quickest way. Which I mean every day we just learn more and more, and the news just changes by the hour. So
it does. Like it's so hard to predict. I would hope that this helps. Put more body cams on cops.
I thought that was.
I thought that was going to be a thing. I thought it was too.
Yeah.
But apparently a guy got killed. It was another Louisville business owner, black business owner, was killed by police firing into a crowd because it like got out of control, and all of the body cams were mysteriously off.
That's shit.
So definitely like accountability. I've definitely seen like a sort of like left libertarian alliance as far as like getting that like the immunity bill for cops that was passed in 1982 regarding like if you're doing something in law you get like while you were upholding the law you get a special like protection.
Oh, so you can't sue the cop, you can sue the police department.
Yeah. So I think they're trying to lift that. But that's like all very immediate stuff. I don't know what this means for America. I don't know what this means for like
economy.
Yeah, or like normalization, like getting back to like where we were before the virus.
Oh God. Yeah, Jesus. 2020, man.
Yeah, 2020 is a
what
hell
a
of a
year.
ride, man.
What a hell of a ride. And I want to get off.
Yeah,
I want to get off this
I don't
ride.
want to play this game.
I don't want to play anymore.
But unfortunately, we all do have to play it.
Yeah.
Do the right thing, play your best hand, and don't loot people's stores, please.
Please. And keep your head on a swivel, folks.